Hello, everyone. This is Coach Mike Ronchetti, and I'm so excited to have another fellow business owner from Indiana with us today. It's my pleasure to welcome Jake Frey to the show today. Hello, Jake.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
Thanks. Thanks for joining me. It's
You
a
bet.
beautiful day to talk business. Let's do it.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
so to start out with, I think we want to get some people aware of what you are, your background, and all that stuff. How about introducing yourself and telling us a bit about your personal story? Like where you're born, where you live now, maybe about your family, some hobbies, and if you happen to remember any funny stories from your family mindset of something that you'd like to tell or share, and they'd like to laugh about, please throw that in there too.
Sure. Yes. Well, again, thanks so much for having me on. And yeah, my name is Jake Fry, and it's just like French fry. So if you struggle to remember, it is French fry. So yeah, I actually was born in Ontario, Canada. So yeah, I have a dual citizenship, so I'm not sure what that's worth, but
Hey,
it is kind of cool, right?
you're
Um,
you're Mountie.
that's right. That's right. So yeah, I've been born, grew up here by Wakarusa, Indiana, and so most of my life, yeah, certainly consider myself an American. Remember very little of the Canadian experience. So, been married to my wife for 24 years. We just, yeah,
Mm.
just celebrated our 24th anniversary a few days ago. So that's been a really good experience. Also, we are parents to five sons. We have five boys, ages 13 to almost 23,
Oh,
as well as we have one amazing daughter-in-law and one really cute granddaughter. So
sweet.
yeah, so we're really have really been blessed in that way, I guess. So
Yeah, you have a
um,
basketball team there.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. So several of my boys are involved in the business with me as well. So maybe we'll talk about that a little later.
Great.
But yeah.
Any funny story there you want to throw out?
Uh, well, not too much, except that my boys all think, I have the lamest dad jokes. So I guess, I guess I'll claim that title.
Yeah, and the problem is you're at an age where your boys are all smarter than you are, I'm sure, in their minds. So
That's
that's
right.
great.
Yeah, I'll share something that I think is really funny, and they just give me that look, like, all right, well, that was a dad joke.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I find my wife agrees that the boys are great 4, 5, 6, 7 because they're in this inquisitive Y mode and they love their mom and love their dad and they just
Yeah,
grow. And they turn out to be great. And the girls have a little bit of a challenge when they're older and they turn out to be great too. It's
yeah.
great to have kids. So fantastic.
So
So let's jump into the business side of things if you don't mind.
sure.
So tell me a bit about your how your business came about, and at what point did you have that confidence that you could actually run your own business?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so as far as metal roofing goes, this has been an opportunity that I saw in the market already, 10 some years ago. I realized that there are not there's just not enough quality installers for residential metal roofing. And so um I guess in some ways this has been something that has kind of been ruminating that did ruminate, for a number of years. And about right at 4 years ago, through yeah, a series of some circumstances, it just seemed like it was the right time. And it made sense that, hey, if we're going to do this, now's the time. Um, so basically, yeah, just called some contacts, which I've been being in the industry prior to Diamond Steel Roofing. I had a lot of contacts, made some phone calls, just reached out to different people that I knew and let them know, hey, here's what we're doing. Here's what we can offer, and I guess, as they say, the rest is history. So yeah.
Well, then you open the door real well for my next question. Tell me more about Diamond Steel Roofing. You know,
Sure, sure.
it's,
So I guess
what is it?
yeah. So what we do at Diamond Steel Roofing is residential metal roofing. We do metal roofing is that's all we do. We specialize in that. Um, Actually, connecting back to how we started, I really would like to bring in here that one of the so one of my sons is involved in the owns part of the company with me.
Good.
That was one of the factors that added to the timing being right, I guess, is that as we put our heads together, it just seemed like it was, that's the right time to do this. And that has been a really good experience as far as I think the further we get from the launch point, the more I see how valuable that has been for both of us, really, to do that. I see other entrepreneurs launching themselves, and it can be hard to find um, to find that first employee and to find that second and third employee. And so, in some ways, Derek and I had yeah, it worked out well for us to pull this off together. So yeah, coming back to your question, what is Diamond Steel Roofing? What do we do? Metal roofing and siding, primarily residential metal roofing. We do also do some siding, especially on, more modern, some more modern homes. There
Mhm.
are some trends that are different types of metal being used on sides. And so we're um, doing more of that all the time, it seems. So, yeah, one of the things that we think is very important is so, metal roofing it's a high-end product. If you want a cheaper roof for less money, you can buy an asphalt roof
Mhm.
that will keep you dry for several years. Um, so a metal roof is it's a premium product. Kind of back to that niche that we saw is that there are not too many roofers that are providing a premium experience with the premium product. So there's certainly, there's other roofers out there that do metal roofing, and some do a fine job.
Mhm.
But one of the niche that we're trying to fill is that we really believe that a premium product should come with a premium experience. Um, so we do consider ourselves more than just a roofing company. We really are a service company, and our goal is to to cover you with peace of mind for a lifetime. So
Mm.
um, what we mean by that is that most people I would say that are reaching out to us are actually what they really want is peace of mind, and the metal roof is a way to achieve that. So if we can pair that the premium product with the premium experience, um, we believe we can be a company that provides that
Mhm.
peace of mind for a lifetime.
That
So
that differentiates you in the marketplace, makes you a little different.
yes, yes,
Great. Great. So the is Diamond Steel a brand name or is that your personal company name?
that's our personal company name.
Okay,
Yes, and
these
and
guys
so
came out.
we buy materials from a variety of vendors.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's our company name.
Great. Okay. So for everyone listening, check out the company in the link in the description below this YouTube, and make comments if you want to on that you saw and appreciated the insights, or say what you thought. That'd be appreciated through your LinkedIn. So looking at this, Jake, a little bit more and trying to
Hmm.
understand a little bit about the personal. person behind the company is kind of what we're saying is that where in your background did you have someone push you or inspire you that said you can
Sure.
do it, and the impact they had? Because obviously I didn't get the impression you started this as your first and only business. You have some veteran experience, and somewhere you said, I want to not be the doer, I want to be the owner. And then I'm now the
Sure.
owner and doer. So,
So yeah, great question. So maybe a little bit more about myself. So I'm also a lay pastor at our local congregation here in Nappanee, Berea Christian Fellowship, actually, if you want to check that out. And
okay.
so um, I care a lot about people, and um, one of the reasons, I guess, and I guess this would connect with what I shared just a little bit ago about, us actually being a service company. But one of the reasons that I felt like I wanted us to start our own company really is to provide that level of service, and it is a way of it's a point of contact with people, and so business is a way of any business really, not just roofing, but any business really is a way, it's a way of connecting with people and hopefully, um, giving them something of value, hopefully more for us, more than just the actual product that you're giving. So that certainly had an impact on how I looked at simply just working for someone else or actually starting your own company. And another aspect of that is not just the client, but also the employee. So there's an opportunity for um, as you bring more people on board to create a team to help others grow and improve themselves. So yeah, I guess I don't know if that quite answers your question, but I guess that's all tied into why we chose to start our own company.
Okay. Yeah, no, I understand. It sounds like it was a bit of a mission as well as a
Uh,
reason why you want to do your own thing. So,
Certainly,
yeah.
yes, for sure, for sure,
So what's been the biggest learning as a business owner? Now you've done it for over
sure.
3 5 years.
Well, so one of the things, and I think I would say this is probably something that I would have known prior to this, but certainly I've experienced more so as you bring more people on board and as you train them how to do the task, there comes a time when you need to let go and let them go do it, right? Um, so that has been, I don't know if I would say if it's been difficult, but it has been, I've found it, I found it harder than I thought that I might. And maybe to explain that a little bit is sometimes I thought I might have let go and
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't.
Hmm.
Right. So um yeah, so we're, that has been something that I've learned is a challenge. And what I am finding is that the better you do that, the more if you have taught well, if you've set clear expectations
Yeah.
and you let go, most times your expectations will probably be exceeded. Um, and so yeah, that's been a very rewarding process, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's an incredible lesson learned by, I think we find out that all our owners, all our clients, especially all people we talk to, all go through that growing pain of ownership because oftentimes they
Hmm.
come out with skill set and then they start coupling that skill set with other people of this skill set. And then you have to step back and say, hold it, I cannot be all things to all people. I cannot be the point of
Yeah.
contact for the customer. I cannot be the point of contact for everything my team does. And I can't also be a good business owner. So I have to realize that I give my team those ownership responsibilities, build
Yep.
my team up, and they're the rock stars, and
Yeah.
you're the manager now.
Yeah. So it's been a really good experience to see some of that happen, to
Yeah.
allow, yeah, like you said, to allow them to be the rock stars.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously we all start business owners have a high propensity to be proud as well as independent in some ways, as well as self-starters. And I
Yeah.
know is oftentimes the biggest challenge that a lot of people say is their Achilles heel, because
Yeah.
they don't know. They just happen to have confidence that I'm a Renaissance person. I'm going to figure it out if I don't know it. And sometimes they can't sometimes do it efficiently and they get stuck and they don't admit
Hmm.
it. Or they admit it and it's a little bit tiresome and burdensome on them to agree to change something in their minds. And so we're all about growing, and people, we'll talk about that in a second here, is,
Yeah.
success is defined in your own mind, but what is it all about? So great.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next question about that topic. We know that business success doesn't happen in isolation. So tell us about your biggest challenge during the years and a fellow business owner who might have helped you through it.
Sure. Sure. So, something that I had to learn, something that I didn't understand as well as I should have earlier on, even prior to Diamond Steel Roofing years, but was the probably just how real, or how as the business owner, the buck stops with you. You are responsible for whatever has happened or is taking place. I remember one of the ways that this lesson was driven home for me is I had a piece of equipment fail, and it kind of put me in a bad way financially, and I was lamenting, and I guess kind of whining about this to a fellow business owner. And he gave me some really good advice. He just reminded me that, well, we need to plan for the unexpected, right? These things are going to happen. You don't know when, and you don't know how, or you don't know what, but you can know for sure that at some point in your business journey, or even in your personal life, right, something unexpected is going to happen. And how have you planned for it? And so that's a lesson that is, yeah, that is just, it has stayed with me over the years.
Yeah.
And I think the older I get, the longer I've been in business, the more I see that that is that's a crucial thing to know as a business owner.
Oh, wow. What a great thing for that person to say at the right time to get you
For sure.
realizing that it's not about me. We have to look in the mirror and oftentimes evaluate our success or our challenges by who you see in the mirror. But at the same time, sometimes it's like, oh, I can fail and that's just great. I'm going to learn from it and be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I learned through that is, that really was my fault. I hadn't planned well enough for the unexpected. And so, quit your whining, just, fix the
Yeah,
problem, move on.
exactly. Yeah. And you'll be smarter next time type of thing. So
Yeah.
good. So if I ask you to pick three people in your business journey, that have been most grateful for being there, getting you through this growth spurt that you've had, and who
Sure.
don't have to name last names, but just you can refer them to Bob or John or
Sure.
Roger or Ellen or Betty, whatever. But who are they and how'd they help you? And
Well, yeah, the
anywhere in your
first,
business journey, they might have been nothing more than somebody whispering in your ear saying, "Go forth, you'll prosper," whatever.
yeah, the first person that I really want to give some recognition would be my son Derek, who has he's been with me from the start here. And as I mentioned, yeah, the further we get from the starting line, the more I realize how valuable that has been to start together. Derek he doesn't really care for the public. He doesn't even really care to be in the spotlight.
Hmm.
But as far as making it happen on the job site, getting it done right, um, I know without a doubt that it is being done correctly. It is happening on schedule. He so my journey, as Diamond Steel Roofing for sure has been enhanced a lot by being able to work with him. And that has just been, even just working together with him as my son, that's just been an incredible blessing. So, uh, yeah, probably another person, or maybe several people that I might just put together is I have, through church, I have a group of men that I'm connected with very, very well, very deeply, that has played a huge role in just who I have become as a person, right? And so, we can't separate who we are as a person from how well we lead our people and how well we grow as a company. So yeah, having that connection, having that those other men around me has been incredibly huge. And then just yeah, I love to read, love to just learn from, I've read a lot of John Maxwell. I've read a lot from Mark Miller from Chick-fil-A. That has been very impactful in how I view leadership.
Hmm.
More recently, I'm guessing you're familiar with Patrick Lencioni and his work with the Working Genius and
Yes.
the Five Dysfunctions of a Team. Um, both of those works have really impacted how I see leadership. So yeah, just some things like that have made a big impact on who I am and how we've started and led Diamond Steel Roofing.
Well, first of all, thank you for being candid as well as insightful of the fact that it's not strictly people as much as authors and inspirations that way,
Hmm.
or how you heard it from other people and you recommended these books and you got value there. You're right. Reading is a key growth opportunity for all of us as business owners, and sometimes we don't do it unless we get an audio version of it. And even then, it's some
Yeah.
people's choice is not to grow. They just want to, try the old way over and over. And we realize that, boy, that blocks you off. And having inspirational friends like that, a men's group like that, or oftentimes Christian groups in this community is very strong, common bonded.
Hmm.
Like that is very, very powerful to have like-minded people inspire you as well as motivate you. So that's great. Good for being open-minded about growing. So thank you.
Yeah.
So as you look forward now, the next 1 to 3 years, what's your number one point of growth or challenge to achieve those goals?
Sure. So there's challenges with equipment and challenges with just logistics as far as buildings, office space, things like that. But really, I think the biggest challenge is bringing more good people on board, finding the right people. Um, you know, roofing is hard work. It's not for everybody. Just because somebody has a set of legs doesn't mean that they're going to be a good roofer, that it's a good fit. Um, and so yeah, I think I'm beginning to understand and learn that is something that as an owner, as a leader, that has to be that is a continuous project that we work on, is bringing more key people on board. So um, you can. I think for myself at this point where we're at, I see that as one of the primary things that will consume my energy in the next 3 to 5 years
Yeah.
is finding more key people. There's things like equipment and that kind of thing that could possibly be delegated,
Hmm.
but um, I'm not sure that I can delegate finding the right people. So yeah, that's something that I see as consuming a pretty big portion of my time in the next several years.
Well, congratulations on understanding that your growth is not really based on revenue opportunities as much as team expansion and human resources acquisition of the right team
Yes,
that
yes,
deals philosophically with your culture, establishing your values, your culture, and you attract those people rather than being repellent. They come to you because you've exhibited that in your work as well as your clientele, and you're
yes,
excitingly looking to make them your future. Not it's all about you; it's about them. So that's
yes, for
that's a
sure.
You have a very mature approach towards it, so congratulations on that. So kind of in vein with that, kind of going towards a couple of our last questions here.
Mhm.
Jim Rome's a business coach legend, and I do a lot of reading of his materials. He passed away just recently in the last couple of years,
Mhm.
and he's always had a belief, and he said clearly, he says, we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. As you
Mhm.
think about that, what advice would you have for business owners who are trying to do it all on their own?
Yeah, great question. So, well, the first one is very simple. You really need to be a reader. If you're not a reader, learn to read. You know, in our current with all the social media and all that we have, it's easy to not read. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, and you know, podcasts are great. Maybe audiobooks are great, but you have to take in,
Yeah.
be learning from others, and then
Mhm.
boy, secondly, I would recommend find a mentor, find maybe not necessarily, I'm not necessarily saying a business coach, that might be a part of it, that might be good, but I think really having one, two, three other men that might have walked the way before you or are on a similar journey, but have some other solid men around you in your life.
Okay.
Those two things I would see as pretty important for anybody starting out on an entrepreneur journey.
Wonderful, Jake. Great. Thank you for that answer and response. So it sounds like you've been blessed with some very, very incredible people you've been exposed to who've kind of helped you on your journey, and you're encouraging others to spend the time and do that too. What would you like
Mhm.
to say to those people, though, that have helped you out?
Well, I'd just like to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You know, where I'm at today, where we're at as Diamond Steel Roofing, is not something that has been achieved because of um, or it hasn't been achieved solely by my own wisdom, strength, whatever that might be. Rather, it's been a team effort. And yeah, I just like to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much, Jake, for saying that. So okay, that's kind of a wrap up. So it's been a pleasure speaking with you today,
Mhm.
Jake, and thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on, Mike.